Ladies and gentlemen, just when you think the stories can't get any wilder, you have a story like this, and it's just incredibly odd when you just think that these stories can't get any worse. You think that they can't get any worse. And then you hear a story where it's titled, and I got to give a shout out to Oxygen. Thank you for the article. And it says that a woman admits that she traveled with a dead infant baby and buried him behind the wall of a new home. Just that detail alone is just like you wonder, like, what is wrong with people? Like what's going on in people's minds? Like, what would make you think of this? Like, are you just, you can't be this level of dumb. But let me tell y'all the story. The mother's name is Kylie, Kylie, Lie, we'll focus on that Lie, Wilt, Wilt, initially told police that her infant son was in the care of someone named Claire in North Carolina. So she started this off with a lie. Okay? A mother in Pennsylvania has admitted to traveling with her dead infant baby and burying his remains in the walls of her new home. This woman buried her baby inside the walls of her new home. I want y'all to notice in this story, if you hear about her going to go get help for her kid, calling 911, or something that normal human beings would do, what do you think to do? I don't even know how, I've never even seen a horror movie come up with something this sinister, this silly. Kylie Wilt, let me see if I can get her face up on the screen. I know it's despicable, but that's the mother, Kylie Wilt. She's 25 years old. And she is charged with obstruction of justice, welfare fraud. I want y'all to bookmark that. Welfare fraud, tampering with evidence, abuse of a corpse, and concealing the death of a child, according to a statement that was emailed to the news station from Washington County District Attorney Jason Walsh. Walsh stated that the Charleroi Regional Police and Child Youth Services responded to the home concerning the baby's whereabouts on November the 4th, which was only 7 days ago from today. I'm sure there's somebody out there that's going to say, oh, she was going through postpartum depression. That's why she buried her baby inside the walls of her new house, right? We're going to always have those people in the comment section. She was suffering from mental illness, y'all. Y'all don't know what she was going through. She was going through some difficult times in her life, and that's why she buried her baby inside the walls of a house that you would continue to smell a dead body throughout the house. Let's keep going. The mother confessed that she hid her 1-year-old son's remains behind a bedroom wall. A bedroom where she would be sleeping. Could you imagine the smell? Has anybody ever smelled a dead body before? Do y'all know what that smells like? Well, I'm going to tell y'all this. I might not know what a dead body smells like, but I've heard it's pretty bad. And I'm going to tell y'all, I used to have a route that used to drive me to a little bitty town by the name of Guymon, Oklahoma. I used to have to deliver supplies out there to a pig farm, P-I-G, pig farm. You could smell the dead pigs at least 30 miles, 20 to 30 miles before you even get to the town. That's how bad the smell was. And from what I've heard, human decay is pretty effing bad. We're not talking about a dead body in the woods. You're talking about a dead body in your bedroom where you go to sleep at. Sorry for yelling. But I don't understand that. Like these people come out of a freaking comic book. Stupid ass idiots. You can't blame this on anything except stupidity. They said, the baby is here, the mother told authorities. According to a criminal complaint, the baby's father, by the name of Alan Hollis, 27 years old, over there looking like a fake-ass Matrix Neo, looking like a fake-ass, I forget my boy's name. Damn, what's my boy's name? Keanu Reeves. This is the broke Keanu Reeves on the right-hand side. That's a poor man's Keanu Reeves. Initially, the mother was not cooperating. She was not cooperating with the investigator and claimed that her son, who they didn't even give him a name, nor did they give us any pictures of the baby. So we have nothing to go on. And claimed that her infant son was in North Carolina with an individual identified only as somebody named Claire. Claire. The investigator contracted by Child and Youth Services notified the police when the lead did not pan out. The mother, Wilt, later told investigators that the boy died from SIDS, Sudden Infant Death Syndrome, back in February, and because she couldn't afford a proper funeral, she subsequently wrapped him in blankets, placed this baby's body in a gray plastic crate, and ended up burying this baby inside the walls of her house because she claimed that she couldn't afford a funeral. Now, anybody who's able to follow the story that I've given so far, and if y'all are listening, do me a favor and please click the thumbs up because I want more people to hear this story, okay? I want y'all to remember that they said that this is her new house. How can you afford a new house but can't afford a funeral of a baby who died of natural causes according to your own words? Does that make any sense? A cremation wouldn't cost you that much. Nobody said you had to have a $30,000 funeral with a golden casket with diamond encrusted casket, and have it down at the most fanciest church you could find, and pay somebody like TD Jakes to come down there and do the processional or whatever it's called. But I want y'all to remember that they said the mother was also arrested on welfare fraud. Bookmark that. We'll get back to all of that. We'll come back to it. Wilt and her family moved from Upper Crest Avenue to Lookout Avenue, taking the container with them in a U-Haul truck. Upon moving into the new home with their 3 children, oh my goodness. 3 children. Well, I couldn't think of no white preachers. I'm sorry. I had to say TD Jakes. I couldn't think of no white ones. Some of y'all know some of those rich white eulogy. Thank you. I'm sorry. Thank you, Jamaica. But some of y'all know some of those mega church pastors. Y'all gotta name me some. I don't know the name of them off the top of my head. But anyway, she placed the crate behind her bedroom wall and sealed it with drywall and a fresh coat of paint. Interesting. So you don't have money for a funeral of a child that died from natural causes, according to your words, but you have money for drywall and paint? Really? Really? You got money for a new house, for new drywall, and new paint, but no money for a funeral. Interesting. Quite interesting. Let's keep going. Authorities found a gray plastic tote behind the wall, of course. The tote was removed, and I want to brace you. It's going to get bad. Upon opening the tote, there were 2 blankets on top and then a bed skirt, and at the bottom of the tote was a white garbage bag, according to the affidavit sent by the DA's office. Upon opening the garbage bag, they located the remains of a deceased child wrapped in 2 additional blankets. And I'm sure that probably smelled like the worst smell you ever want to smell. While interrogating the parents back at the station, the mother looked at her boyfriend or her husband, whatever he is, and said, "I'm sorry, baby, I'm sorry." That's according to the affidavit. That's what her words were. The boyfriend or the dad, whatever, admitted to authorities that Kylie had been receiving government benefits for the child since February. Where are my AFC people in the chat who love our hashtag babies for benefits? Because it perfectly describes this story. They only had these children for the benefits that they could collect off of these children. They did not love these children. They did not care about these children. They were willing to hide the death of these children. And for all of these sins, these people need life in prison. And these children never, the ones that were living, never need to see their parents ever again because they're evil demons. They are evil demons. That's why we have the hashtag babies for benefits. I'm going to read it to you again. Why? The man told on her and said that she had been getting government benefits since February. So this heartless ass woman continued to collect a check off of her dead baby. So what were you doing with the money, ma'am? You didn't use it to pay for a funeral? No? Why would you be so scared to call 911 and tell them that you have a dead baby? Unless it's a possibility that you might be held responsible for the death of your child. I don't know any parent, any good parent that will be more concerned about whether they're going to go to jail or not if your kid is dead, especially if you didn't do nothing wrong to your kid. That has nothing to do with age. A 5-year-old could have figured out that this is wrong. Don't blame it on, oh, she was young, y'all. She was postpartum. Don't blame it on none of that. We need to stop giving people excuses for gross negligence of children. This is ridiculous. This is disgusting. Child and Youth Services had opened the case shortly after the birth of the child, according to the affidavit. So CPS was already involved. The caseworker informed the case was opened with this family when the infant was born with THC in its system. So mama was having some THC, some weed, smoking while she was pregnant. And y'all know that smoking increases the risk of children having issues when they're born. Everybody should know that. They've been running commercials since I was a kid. Every human being on earth knows that mothers shouldn't be smoking or drinking. Or am I wrong? Everybody should know that. That should be common knowledge. Or if it ain't common knowledge, maybe you shouldn't be getting pregnant. Maybe you shouldn't be a parent if you didn't know that. Over the course of a year, Kylie and the father refused to cooperate with CYS, claiming that the infant was not with them. So they've been lying this whole time. Matter of fact, just because they lied, that ought to automatically get them 25 years in prison, even if the child did die from SIDS. That should never be an excuse for you to damn lie and cover up and collect government benefits off of a dead kid. They said, "I'm sick. It's a horrible feeling," according to former neighbor Robin, who told the news, "I used to hear the baby crying all the time, and all of a sudden, I didn't hear the baby one day." She notified the property manager at Wilt's former residence. "I told her I had not seen the baby and I was concerned. She said the baby passed away, and I was thinking, I'm here all the time. I never saw an ambulance. Wouldn't you call 911 if the baby wasn't responding to you?" Right. The infant's cause of death has yet to be determined, and we're going to wait and hear when they do their investigation, because we'll give you a cause of death. So we will do an update on this story. The mother's sister told the news by way of social media that she was unaware of the baby's disappearance and that Hollis kept Willis from her family. Now they're going to try to blame it on the dad. Kylie Wilt and Alice Hollis remain in custody, and a date for a preliminary hearing has yet to be scheduled. Let me give you guys the fair usage. Here we go. Let's get it. Federal law allows citizens to reproduce, distribute, or exhibit portions of copyrighted motion pictures, videotapes, or video discs under certain circumstances without the authorization of the copyright holder. This is called fair use. It is allowed for purposes of criticism, news reporting, teaching, and parody, which doesn't infringe of copyright under 17 U.S.C. 107. Yeah, that's what we do. Let's take myself off the screen. Let's get it.
Good afternoon and thanks for watching. I'm Lindsay Ward, and we begin with some disturbing breaking news out of Washington County. A Charleroi mother is in jail after police found a baby's body hidden in a home. Kylie Wilt is charged with concealing the baby's death and abuse of a corpse. Police say she told officers the baby died back in February from SIDS, and she didn't have money for burial. She told officers that she put the baby's body in a crate and then in a space in the wall. She covered it up with drywall and new paint. The baby's father, Alan Hollis, also faces an obstruction charge. He told police Wilt continued to get food stamps based on the child being alive.
This is one of God's children that she plastered up in that row. She's going to have to answer to God.
Neighbors are reacting to a disturbing discovery at a local home. Tonight, two parents in custody accused of hiding their baby's body in a bedroom wall. Police believe the child died back in February.
And tonight, they're trying to figure out how and why this happened. Here's Amy Wattis with the latest.
The baby's mom is locked up here at the Washington County Jail. Dad is at SCI Green. A former neighbor of theirs tells me she used to hear the baby crying all the time. Then all of a sudden, she didn't hear those cries anymore.
I'm sick. It's a horrible feeling.
Robin Stasha used to live right next door to 25-year-old Kylie Wilt and 27-year-old Alan Hollis on Upper Crest Avenue in Charleroi until she says they moved about a month ago. She says she knew the couple had a baby.
I used to hear the baby crying all the time, and all of a sudden I just didn't one day and didn't see them bringing him in and out and didn't figure this is what happened.
So she asked the property manager about the baby.
I told her that I haven't seen the baby and I was concerned, and she said they told her that the baby had passed away. I'm here mostly all the time. I come and go, but I never seen an ambulance. So automatically you would call 911, you would call an ambulance or something if your baby wasn't responding to you.
On Thursday, investigators showed up at this house on Lookout Avenue in Charleroi to help CYS, who was looking for the child.
Found out that this child obviously was placed in a wall, the inside of a wall, and was plastered over and drywalled over by the statements made by mom.
Wilt told police the baby died back in February from SIDS at their other home on Upper Crest and didn't have money to bury him. She says she wrapped the baby, believed to be around 6 months old at the time, in blankets, placed him in a crate, and kept him in the laundry room. Once they moved to their current home on Lookout, she told investigators she put the crate with the baby in it in the wall in her bedroom.
There was discoloration, a different color of paint. Obviously, it looked like the drywall was cut out and a section was replaced in the bedroom.
Now, Robin Stasha is thinking about what she could have done to help.
Wish I could have got there before this happened.
Wilt's sister told me over Facebook she had no idea the baby was missing. She claims Hollis was abusive to her sister and he kept her isolated from their family. Investigators tell me CYS has been working with this couple since the baby was born because doctors found THC in his system at birth. The DA believes 3 other children also live with the couple. It's unclear where they are at this time. As for both Wilt and Hollis, they are facing multiple charges. Reporting in Washington County, Amy Wattis, KDKA News.
A 25-year-old from Charleroi is charged with concealing the death of her child. Child and Youth Services say they found out Kylie Wilt had been lying about the location of her 1-year-old. They called police to search the home on Lookout Avenue and found out the child died in February and was placed in a crate. When Wilt moved to Lookout Avenue, she placed the crate inside her bedroom wall, then covered it with drywall and new paint. Police were able to find the child's remains, but they're still trying to determine how the 1-year-old died. Katie Johnston for CBSN, Pittsburgh.
Hi, everybody. Amy Wattis with KDKA. We have a disturbing story we're working on today here in Charleroi, Washington County. We're on Upper Crest, and this duplex you see behind me, 1005, is where a couple lived. Neighbors say that the couple that is in jail right now for allegedly having their baby in a wall after passing away back in February. They're the ones in jail. They lived here before they moved to another street in Charleroi. And the neighbors tell me that they heard the baby crying, but then all of a sudden they didn't hear crying anymore and didn't really know what happened. And they're obviously disturbed by the news of hearing that this young baby was found in a wall with drywall over it, a few streets over. So we're working on this story. Well, much more for you coming up on KDKA.
Let me give you guys my closing thoughts. To me, this story is very simple, and it follows my belief that they only had these children for the benefits that they could collect off of these children, and we call that hashtag babies for benefits. This mother only had these children to collect benefits off of these kids. And now the family is trying to claim that she was under some type of duress. Like, I don't like that. I don't like that they both participated in this. They're grown adults. They are both disgusting together. They need to suffer together in the criminal system. Absolutely disgusting. And the fact that there is no level of somebody coercing you, forcing you to take your dead child and bury it inside of a wall. And then this kid has been dead since February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October. Eight months, and you didn't say anything, and you kept collecting a check? That alone, because they're also getting her for welfare fraud, that alone should get you at least 25 years. If we believe that the child died from natural causes, I still believe there needs to be a high penalty for this level of stupidity. This woman is young enough that if you don't give her enough years in prison, she could get out of prison and have more kids and abuse more kids. 25 years, with her being 20-something years old, that'll put her just above the threshold of being able to properly have children. That'll put her in the high risk. And matter of fact, these type of people need to be castrated. They shouldn't even be able to have their reproductive rights should be taken from them. They shouldn't be able to have kids. They shouldn't be around kids. They shouldn't be in our society. They are a danger. And matter of fact, we need to get some counseling for the other children that are living. They need a hell of a lot of help in their life. Okay? So let's pray for those other children. RIP to the baby. We don't have a picture. We don't have a name. We barely even got an age. But RIP to that young soul that could have grown up to become something special, but we will never, ever know because that kid had stupid parents. As stupid as stupid thugs. These thugs and these criminals need to be out of our society, out of our hair, 25 years minimum. Give it to them. They've earned it. Thank you guys for listening with an open mind as well as an open heart. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Don't forget to leave a comment, okay? Thank you.